We are officially live. So, welcome everybody to another episode of C.H.A.R Against Humanity Work in Progress live stream. Officially, episode 8. Yeah, episode 8. So, I'm Mark. And here with me are Nat the illustrator and Cam, the dude in the hoodie. Yeah, okay. This is what the caption said. So, if you're here watching with us live, thank you very much for being here for another episode. We are almost at the end of a journey. If you're watching us sometime in the far future, in your time machine or on demand, whichever is your fancy, again, also, thank you. For the record, we don't have any pterodactyls here. So if you're hearing strange squawking in the background, no pterodactyls were harmed in the making of this live stream.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Maybe just my son.
Maybe just your son, but that's you. All right. So if you are one of those internet sleuths and you find yourself like looking back through the show notes for the last bi-weekly episode, because we've been recording these or live streaming these every bi-weekly Saturday for a while now. You've probably seen the last show notes that episode was the next to last episode. To clear any confusion, a bit of little housekeeping. We had this episode, this one now, was originally supposed to be last, but we didn't do an episode so we can support Natalie's live stream back in March.
Yeah.
So that's a miscount, people. So we actually owe you guys an episode. So this is the next to last episode, and 2 weeks from now will be, in Beijing terms, the last episode, the ultimate episode, the conclusion, the finale, all those nice cool words. What we're doing today is something kind of cool. Cam is going to be in the hot seat once again for this episode, and he is going to be live coloring the cover art for the main cover of C.H.A.R Against Humanity #1. So I'm pretty excited for that. Hopefully you guys are. When you ready, Cam?
Y'all should be able to share the thing. Or do I have to share it? Is I have to present, right?
Yeah, you want to share it.
Share screen. Let's see.
That works.
I'm trying to get the correct screen to show. There we go. So let me know if you guys can see it.
And I didn't see stream, and there we are.
Yeah.
There we go.
He said he escaped hidden. He hits the escape.
Yeah, I have it on the phone there.
Oh, there we go.
So this is what Natalie and Mark gave me to do for the cover. So I'm going to make it look prettier than Natalie has already started to make it look. So wish me luck, guys.
Good luck.
Let's see. Right now I'm just coloring in the colors and stuff, just making sure they're white.
All the lanes they closed.
Yeah, hopefully, if they're not closed, then everyone will get to see like the the nightmare of all graphics
This is
artists.
not completely closed. I'm so sorry, Cam. Um,
So they're not.
but you were.
Look at their
Like,
excitement.
where
Well,
is it open? So this is like a very common artist meme online. You will find you like sit down and you try to make a closed shape or at least get it to the ends of the canvas. And you think you got it. You think everything is connected and then you fill it in and the whole page turns the color and you're just like going through everything with a fine tooth comb. Where is the gap? There it is.
there's a gap,
There's one.
and there's one at end. This is fun. Where's Wally?
Is it? Is it though? Is it what you call?
Scroll.
Is this what you call fun?
I think there's one at the top, Cam. So like towards the end of this cloud, so heading to the left. Yeah.
Okay. I think that should do it. Let's try it again.
Fingers crossed.
So we're missing something.
Something.
I think we're missing something in here, but I guess since this is the sky down here, it should technically be blue. And then when I bring in the city, I will cover over the city and stuff. But essentially, this is the background. The sky layer will be the background layer. So down here where the ocean is not necessarily a problem.
How are you with gradients, Cam?
I can put in a gradient in this. That's what I plan to do.
I think this was supposed to be like an apocalyptic red sunset.
Nah, not this version.
We're going for
This one there?
Nah, this is the normal kind of futuristic. Like I told you when you were doing it, like whimsical, futuristic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
You want her to come out the gate, see me like a demon AI?
Considering all the human cray about AI in the real world. Nah. All right, welcome to Adriel.
Y'all can actually hear him in the background.
Better than you, yeah. He's having fun though.
He's playing Roblox, so
Oh,
and making way too much noise.
he's got a future ahead of him as a gamer, because I sound a lot like that when I'm gaming.
Let's try this again.
All right, third time's the charm.
I'm just gonna do the gradient and see what happens.
Okay.
Sunset colors. Let me just make sure I'm picking the right colors too.
What if you do like pastel-y sunset, Mark? It's not apocalyptic, but
Pastels, I'm down for that.
so it looks nice and cute and unassuming.
Nice, cute, and all words that I hate. All words that I hate. Okay. Let's try this first.
Did you saw that, guys?
Oh wow, I am on the wrong layer, aren't I? I think That doesn't even make sense. All right, here's one more. That was a wrong.
Speaking of AI, Mark, we're going to be sharing some of your experiments.
No, what did you do that? No, I was hoping you all would get.
Why?
Why would
Why?
you? Why would you think that?
I I was really hoping.
Why, sir? Why? It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. So for a bit of background, this week I spent 2 hours taking a kind of in-depth dive into AI generated art, using some of the character descriptions from C.H.A.R Against Humanity, to see what I could figure out, what the experience is like. And I hadn't really before spent any length of time on it. It was strangely engrossing, honestly, and I'm going to be showing you guys, thanks to Natalie's prompting, thanks Natalie, uh,
You're welcome.
some of
Like I
the
write a poetry
some of the
prompt.
cool things and a little bit of the nightmare fuel. Yeah, 'cause some of it
Yeah,
was wild.
there's definitely some shrooms inspired imagery up in there.
Yeah, shrooms from the AI for sure. People tend to say when AIs give you bad information that they're hallucinating, like ChatGPT and stuff. Yeah, the hallucinations extend to the image generation too. Because yeah, so yeah, you guys get to see some of that stuff a little later. Um, what about you, Natalie? Have you played around with AI?
This
I
looks like a
haven't.
Miami. This looks like a Miami Vice sunset. Look at it. It's like a Miami Vice sunset. This
I've
is
seen
Really?
those colors
this
both in the
one.
morning, I think.
Are they?
Yeah, like
Sunset is more sunset is more orange, isn't it?
yeah.
Or even if it's like purpley, it's more warm purpley,
Yeah.
Have you guys
pastel.
ever seen the green flash at sunset?
Never.
Never. I seen it once or twice.
I haven't
Yeah,
yet.
but that is literally one of those blink and you miss it type things.
What? You
Never
said
have.
the green
Green
flash.
flash.
It's supposed to happen like as soon as the sun starts to touch the water. Was it?
Yeah, as soon as it dips, just before it completely disappears, this will be a green. Well, there is a green flash, but I've actually seen it.
Really? I mean,
Yeah,
never. And I've tried like just staring, waiting for it to happen.
is one of those things that you have to. You can't get distracted because it is literally a real quick change type thing, and the conditions have to be ideal. Like you can't have like clouds at like the horizon line or anything like that. You will have nice, pretty clear conditions, and you gotta keep watching for it. So
I was not so lucky.
it took me a while.
Maybe I'll keep trying then. I'm one of those people that if I go to like say out East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
I would see shooting stars like several in the same night,
Well,
and other people don't see them. They would be like, "You so lucky, all these wishes," and I don't know if the wishes ever amount to anything, but I see them.
I would hear about meteor showers after the fact, or like really, like usually on the news or wherever they'll pop up in my newsfeed.
Oh shit!
And let me see. I keep forgetting about like lunar eclipses, which happen pretty regularly
Yeah, I feel
compared to
like
solar
there
eclipses.
have been so many.
But yeah, I've never really gone like say, oh yeah, I'm going to like a particular location just to watch this eclipse. If I'm home and it happening, I run outside. It's like shoot clothes, can't see nothing. Go back inside.
That happened like the first blood moon we would have had, like back in the between 2012 and 2014. I
Mhm.
remember. We were all hyped up to go and see the blood moon, and we get outside, and then we started to see it happen. Then these thick clouds just rolling over the sky, and everybody was very upset because it's like,
Yeah,
why, like you did, oh, so,
me and some friends of mine, we actually used to make a habit of like seeing the first sunrise for the year. So
mm,
actually heading out to the East Coast and setting up somewhere. Yeah,
that's how I saw all the shooting stars. We were out there for all years.
Oh, oh, put it up there. No! Oh, put it up
Y'all are hearing him right? You're laughing at him.
Cam little man is raging.
yeah,
See,
yeah. And
give me 1 second.
he is not even playing Fortnite.
Oh my goodness.
Cause that sounds like some Fortnite quality raging.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Some Fortnite holleration. All right, so Cam is busy camming down a future Fortnite player.
Mini
Uh,
raging.
I'm going to hit this. Cool, yeah. I am going to walk through some of the. Hmm, yeah, okay, cool. Ah, not that one. Can I open these all at one time? I have it as a slideshow. But I might not all
All the
show.
images?
All right, let me do it another way. Like this is the first one. Cool. And now share my screen.
Yes.
All right, so like I said a little earlier, it took some time this week, about 2 hours, to really dive in to AI generated images. For this, I felt comfortable doing this because the book is well on the way. The character designs are all done and that kind of stuff. So um, hopefully nobody runs out and screams that all the art in C.H.A.R is computer generated because that'd be hilarious.
That'd be very
And then not hilarious kind of either. But anyway, so I pulled the character descriptions from the script and from the concept document for some of the characters just to see what they come up with. Since the characters are already established, so it'd be kind of cool to see how close these AIs could get to them. I was using what are they called? One is called Leonardo AI. That was one of them, and the other is Lexica. Yeah, Lexica art. The art. Not Midjourney. Midjourney isn't free anymore. Although I have heard that Midjourney version 5 is really, really good, particularly for getting things like hands done properly.
the fact that we're on version 5 already. Oh my god.
Yeah, AI is racing along. So again, in the comments, let us know what your thoughts are on AI. Have you used AI image generators to play around with? If you do, what are your thoughts? And again, please be kind in the comments. Yeah. So this is what I did for Kalina, who is one of our main characters. What was your reaction when you saw this, Natalie?
I like this. Um, Not as in a, oh, I'm gonna copy this exactly, but the color palette was interesting, and I liked the face. This kind of pretty, foxy, sexy kind of look going. Because for me, like drawing a pretty girl is easy or easy enough,
I
but then
wonder why.
I don't know. Um,
Mirrors much, and
it's
Cam is supposed to be the
easy
cute
enough.
one.
Yes, he is.
Ah,
Campus.
boy, Cam.
But like there's different kinds of pretty, and finding that distinction sometimes is a bit more difficult. So I don't know, like I feel like it would be not necessarily a reference, but there's I could look at this for inspiration on how to keep the features in that kind of stoic, quiet, stern beauty that I was going for Kalina. If that make any sense.
I get you.
Yeah.
The so I've heard like artists come out and say like come out against AI and how AI is so easy and but it's legit not though because you have to it's you're using natural language pretty much, so pretty much how you would write or speak tends to work, but it's still a bit of a formula to it. So like from Midjourney has very specific prompts. Like imagine that's like the first thing you would type from Midjourney, and then you can actually tell the AI what your aspect ratio would be, and other little very specific bits of direction can give in addition to your natural language actual prompt. I don't remember what the prompt was for this.
Mark was in there
Uh,
writing poetry to the AI.
yeah, Natalie was having a bit of fun telling me it was writing poetry to the AI. But I literally was just copy and pasting the actual description from the script. Uh, so it was pretty descriptive, and this is what it came out with. I did have to iterate the prompt a few times because there were some things that the AI did not put in at all.
You should
So
show them your short hair versions. Put
so
short hair in quotes.
for instance, like Colleen supposed to have a scar over her left eye, at her hairline. The AI did not pick that up at all. Um, and then there were a few iterations to try and get short hair because in the character description, Kalina is supposed to have fiery shoulder length hair, and that was one of the first descriptions for this. So this image you're seeing here, it was supposed to be shoulder length. I don't know what the AI thinks shoulders are, but yeah, that was it. Let me see. I'm gonna go back out and share again.
I
So
think shoulder length might be a bit vague in truth because if you describe somebody as having shoulder length hair, it could be hair or it could be like down, like on your actual shoulder, like behind. Shoulder is kind of a big area. I don't know if
and
that's what
that is
the EA
it's
is
funny
trying.
that you say that because I'm thinking shoulder length would be like just touching the shoulder.
Mm-mm.
So yeah,
Pretty
uh,
sure shoulder length is like around here. So
So even the humans are confused. So the poor AI ain't got a chance.
That's why I was telling you that you had to write Bob. Like this first one is, I guess that's also a Bob, but it's a bit too short. Bob would more so be like between here, and this is like a long Bob. As usual with like female fashion things, it is so broad. Like a bob isn't just one thing. A bob is like an angled bob, or a straight bob, or a long bob, or a short bob, or like, yeah. So thinking on it now, it's probably no wonder that like you couldn't exactly get what you wanted.
And this second one, I don't know where the blue and who's that? Violet? Her hair is supposed to be like fiery, and it's this three tone. It looks cool, but it wasn't the assignment. If you want to say that.
Yeah.
But definitely very stylish. Because I think the clothing description was past.
Looks very fantasy. Not exactly CEO dress code material. Let's
Yeah.
like see. I don't know.
And it's one of the right. Definitely more evening wear / fantasy, Arabian Nights something. Yeah. So a lot of wild prompts from the AI. Let me see this other one.
I did not realize that I was on it all this time.
Can't even want to talk to people.
The one on the right looks like she's sort of like a Flash Gordon 60s episode. Or Star Trek. She looks like she's from the first Star Trek.
One of those aliens that either William Riker or shoot, my
Kirk.
brain is feeling Kirk.
Kirk
Yeah.
got to her. Kirk got to her.
That's one of the ones that Kirk would pick up for sure.
Yep.
Let's see. You got more. So yeah. Here's another one.
This one with the blouse just fading into nothingness. second,
Yeah, that
second
is
from the web.
super creepy.
You know, that first one actually isn't bad.
What is going on here with her shirt? What is that about? Disgusting. I mean, shear into the skin. Ah.
This first one works.
Yeah, that's cute. Very, very cute.
Is that like good length here to you? That isn't straight, but like she has some
I mean, yeah.
at the end.
Yeah. It's not a bad look. And definitely a lot better with the colors than I would have considered. This third one, yeah, that's not CEO material in the dress. And this weird color thing that just seems to be there. AI fashion. And then this one on the right, I like the look of this in terms of the outfit and so on. I think that's fashionable, and like so business attire. That's cool. The hair is too much hair, I guess. But yeah, that looks nice. So for these, what I wanted to focus on was to understand how to create the actual prompts, which is a big part of it. So that was a fun experiment. Not really getting into the trying to have a consistent character. I just wanted to see, all right, if I give the computer these instructions, this very specific prompt, what would I get? And I was playing around like two of the image generators, Leonardo and Leska. And the same prompt would have wildly different responses in from the AI. It was wild. So let me see. So that was Kalina. We had a couple from a couple of thirst traps. That's the term we're using. Thirst traps. Had poor Natalie finding herself and getting her ahead.
I am all for it.
I'm pretty sure I said most of them were like too like no, he untrustworthy.
So Natalie
How
was revealing her particular preferences.
Yes.
explain untrustworthy?
Like there's good looking and then there's too good looking. Like so good looking that you are up to no good. You know you look so good that you could get away with almost murder. Therefore I don't trust you.
Wow.
Oh,
So
I
good
also
looking
like
has a limit.
how they made the lab coat into a suit.
So this is the AI, one of the AI renditions for Dr. Brigadone. And I write down.
Remind us again, what is your description, Mark, of Dr. Brigadon?
He is a weird scientist, black man, geeky, kind of not this suave, swole rendition here. Yeah, no. Like this is the steal your girl version. He's
Mr.
supposed to
Steal Your Girl.
be, yeah. Uh, he wears like neckties, but like neckties and shorts and like a pattern shirt and boots. So for this first one, AA was phoning in this will be, and he wears a oversized lab coat, not this tailored
Tailored trench coat thing they got going on.
Gucci thing.
Y'all
So
asking for Steve Urkel and it gave you Stefan.
What?
that's a quality reference. Quality
Oh
reference.
no.
But yeah, essentially that. Uh, and like not a knock scientist, but if this guy was to come telling me that he's a scientist, any one of these versions, I'd be thinking he's a
Social
lad
scientist.
or
He's a social scientist.
a social scientist with minors in biology and chemistry. Nah,
Social
nah.
scientist is like, that does statistics and psychology and management. Social sciences, yeah.
Next thing tell me modern cultural anthropology. Yeah.
That too.
So yeah, we had some of these, more than a few of these. I showed it to a friend of mine, and she was like, "This is what you should be doing. This is what your characters look like." I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "Yeah. Comics are normally like from a very male perspective, so it's a lot of female characters and skimpy things. Women deserve some attention too." I'm like, okay,
I don't have a problem with what she is saying.
I
And
don't either.
I feel like women read more than men, so you should give them BK. And that is, I have no evidence about that internet, so
Give them the cake.
just bear with me.
Just pure BK, right? Here's another version, and I've lost track of which is from which AI, honestly. So if you're there in the comments saying what AI we're using, I can confidently tell you that none of these are from Midjourney. So
That's about it.
that's what it. Yeah. All right. Shout out to Kishan Broadbelt. Hey man, how you doing?
Hey,
Hello
Kish.
to you too. All right. So more AI. let's call this AI fan art. Yeah. Again, Dr. Bergadone, he is clearly a time traveler from the 70s or 60s with this big ass afro. Again, channeling Mrs. Steal Your Girl. And he seems younger.
It
Yeah.
makes me wild afro. Like these are too smooth. These are like those perfectly picked 70s, 80s afros where you can't not have a pick on hand. You're just always going like this.
A pick and a hardcover book.
What?
Yeah. You pick it out and then you just pat it in.
I could never.
And you gotta have both, So keep it out and keep it, keep the body up and then you just get a hardcover book and you just pat it in. Yeah.
Wow. I know you're
Yeah.
fat in. I didn't know anything about the butt. I just thought you were using your hands and going like this.
Nah. You gotta have a hardcover book of just the right thickness with
This sounds
with just a little bit of flex in the cover so you can get that nice dome shape. I got a lock, so you're talking nonsense.
I was going to ask, like,
Surprising.
why does this sound like experience?
Secondary school days.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, a lot of Mrs. Steal Your Girl vibes from the AI. C.H.A.R IRL, who is one of the writers on this series, shout out to Charlene. She was saying that the AI is clearly Dr. Bergadone stand. So maybe. All right, so we've got. I want to show you, like, I think about some from a couple other characters, but it wasn't all smooth sailing with this AI. There was definitely some nightmare fuel. Do we have? I don't think I have all of them. But yeah, this is one that. Yeah, this is one of the fever dreams. AI on shrooms, clearly. So as far as I remember, the prompts for all of these were the same. So I wanted something like comic style, cell shaded art with this description about the lab coat and all that kind of stuff. Goggles as well. The hair is cool, I think, but
Starting to
this
get
mess here in the middle, I don't know what that's about. That is disturbing. And then this one where Dr. Bergeron is so ripped, he's got 52 abs.
You know what it reminds me of? There was this phase on the internet with the Garfield comics where Garfield was like this monster that was puppeteering John. You remember those? Did you see
Oh,
those?
no.
Cam, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I do not.
Seriously?
What corner of the
Sorry.
internet are you hiding in, Natalie?
Tumblr.
Wow.
I
Tumblr
actually
used
wasn't.
to.
I actually wasn't really like a Tumblr person, but I had friends who were like avid Tumblr users, and
Friends,
like,
huh? So you mean you're all in their accounts?
That's exactly what
and
she
there would
did.
be these like freaky comics of like Garfield is this weird like many limbed evil monster just puppeteering John. I'm hungry, John. John, where's my lasagna? He's like, oh my goodness.
That that is pretty freaky.
And it would look like stuff like that. Like this one here with all the limbs and the random stuff going on.
Yeah. AI failed the assignment with this one. Hopefully failed. And then there's this. I don't know whether two characters or two versions, but yeah. This background is missing some teeth, it looks like. Poor fella. And this guy seems to be half eating a cookie. I don't know what's going on there. What's up his mouth?
He had the extra teeth missing from the other guy.
That is that is entirely fair. Yeah,
Oh,
AI is wild.
very.
So yeah, so like I think uh, there's no stopping it. Like right now, AI is out there. I don't think there's any pulling it back, but it's it's not for stuff like comics. You I was having a discussion on another chat, and I think that even from like that 2 hour period, there's a clear skill and ability to kind of apply knowledge. So, if you're thinking AI is nonsense, human only stuff, rah rah rah, then I think you're missing out on learning skills that will probably be in demand in a short time.
Mm.
But yeah, I think there's still space for human squishy flesh bag artists.
This
So
feels derogatory.
let me see what else are there. Uh, the AI, I don't know how it was trained, but there's some words that I think the AI doesn't get. So androgynous. When you hear the word androgynous, it gives you a certain picture in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So here's the question: does this match androgynous at all?
Nope.
I mean, so huh, here's here's my take on the situation, right? This is probably gonna get me canceled. Now, from what I understand, like the way AI learns how to draw images is by essentially using word association and then going in a library and looking at what that thing is. So if you tell it draw apple, it's gonna look at all the apples it could find that has been fed to it. Or let's say it has access to the internet.
Mhm.
It's just going to I'm not even in the camera shot. I wasn't even telling that. Right. It's gonna look for every apple on the internet and see what the apple looks like, and then try to recreate something like a mixture of it. And then I guess depending on the specificity of what you type, it would create an apple. And that's one of the reasons why it has, well, up until my journey, it had a lot of problems with hands because it can look at a hand and see this, but it will look at a hand and see this. So it doesn't have a way to orient and say, well, this is also a hand, or this is also a hand, which is why most of the hands that you have in yours, if you have to zoom in on them, are like missing digits, or digits are in the wrong place
Or
and stuff like
extra
that,
digits?
or extra digits and stuff like that. There are probably several reasons why this showed up for androgynous. And I'm going to start with there are probably not that many androgynous photos on the internet that it has like a memory bank to pull from. And I'm going to say that most of these AI things are not made by black people or have black heads. So it's like the same AI that is the same AI system. I remember a time that didn't recognize black people's faces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
Thing.
some facial recognition system
Mhm.
for
Yeah,
iPhone.
it doesn't recognize black people faces. So there's like an inherent bias towards caucasity, I suppose. And then, no, I'm not gonna say. Let's just leave it there. I'm not gonna get too controversial today. Let's just
Down,
leave it.
Cam. Down.
I'm gonna leave it there.
You holding back?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Uh,
go back.
I John Oliver's latest main story for his last week tonight kind of touched on that. where it was, I think that it was Biden on the border.
Mm-hmm.
So TLDR, the U.S. government put out this app for refugees that suffer the same bias, where part of it is you have to take a picture of your face, but the thing refuses to actually recognize here's a person in face, and here's a face of a person because they were brown, and you have to actually get like spotlights to even have a good chance of getting your picture taken. And I'm like, wow. So it's like all the current AI revolution, if you want to call it that. I feel like people that look like us are getting left out because we're not the ones making it, or involved in the process, or involved in training. I don't know. But yeah. So controversy aside, hopefully we don't get canceled. So this was supposed to be Agent TBD. I guess that's the name of the character. And she is Blasian, mixed race. So that went into the prompt. I know that. I remember that much. So again, AI kind of failing the assignment. Some of these look cool though. Like, but yeah, not quite what was asked for. I think maybe this one is coming kind of close. These two over here.
That is one thing about AI art. Everything looks pretty, but not everything is accurate.
That's
Well,
true.
most things are pretty because some of those things are just freaky.
Even in Nightmare Fuel looks pretty. Like they have like abs are generally like a sexy feature. Even like the faces, they're not like faces that only a mother can love. They're just they're just odd. They're
That's
just
actually a
like
really good thing. Like, could you make a disfigured face or an ugly face in AI?
let Mark try now. Let Mark try now.
Wow. What are you saying, bro?
In the same prompt, like put grotesque or something like that.
No, thank you. I like to sleep at
So
night.
What? It's to see like what it would give you. So like include words like scrawny or wiry and or
macabre or
bony,
something like that. Macabre.
skeletal.
Yeah.
I'll try again. Not no, but I'll try again. Gameplay some horror
Do
movie stuff.
You gotta do it for
Uh,
the gram though.
for the
For the gram.
again, a clear bias here. Obviously, so Kalina in the story is supposed to be attractive, but this buxom or shade, voluptuous, none of
I
those
have
words were included.
I for the record have no problem with this version of it.
This version has your vote. All right, cool,
Yeah,
cool,
it does.
cool. I mean, it's again, very, very pretty or whatever. And you can't really, well, hands don't look too horrific. Cool. Um, so here is my favorite AI attempt at some of these C.H.A.R characters. This is for a character who will be appearing in the second book. He's not the first. Sharing a namesake with our favorite colorist.
Wow. Couch shaking your head.
Cam seems less than impressed. So this is Cam, the alien.
Why are you
Uh,
laughing?
Because it's hilarious.
I think it's very cute. My only critique is why is the head so big?
Because it's chibi-esque.
I guess so.
so there are a lot of sci-fi elements in C.H.A.R. For me, I'm a big fan of sci-fi, and it always feels like the Caribbean is left out. So when you see aliens invading or whatever, it's always somewhere like the U.S. If it's worldwide, you always see a focus on particular cities like Tokyo and London and maybe Rio de Janeiro. You don't really see aliens in Barbados or Port of Spain or whatever.
You ain't
So
glad that I skip you over.
nah, I feel left out though. I mean,
No, there's some things you want to be left over.
I
I'm with
know,
my ride
right?
home, my Uber.
Like, y'all can
So
stand there. It's cool.
Okay, Jim Jones.
if you're a fan of AI, we've got some cool sci-fi. Sorry, of sci-fi. Yeah, you will. But if you're a fan of sci-fi, we've got some cool sci-fi elements in the story. This is Cam, the alien. He's an anthropomorphic uh, cat who is a mech pilot. He pilots, giant mechs. So if you know about things like Gundam, yeah, that kind of speed, Gundam, Voltron, that kind of stuff. Um, so his thing is he's kind of like was he Japanese word Natalie? Of like a super fan, anime super fan,
Oh,
otaku.
otaku?
Yeah, he is kind of like a human super fan, and his dimension they've been getting broadcast from Earth. So a lot of Earth pop culture, but they're kind of like 20 years behind. So he comes through in his giant mech through a portal, and he's just so excited to be on Earth with the humans, and he's freaking out. I think anime fan in Tokyo for the first time. Yeah. But unfortunately for the humans, they're thinking, "Oh my God, giant alien robot attack." So that'll play out more or less like you expect. Um, so he's a character that is definitely intended to bring some humor to the story. So yeah, this was literally like one of the first four options, and I thought, yeah, this is almost perfect. You know, the head is a little big. I think it's not quite proportionate. So yeah, I agree with you there, now. But yeah, I thought it looked cool.
It actually just hit me how plausible that is. The whole like alien watching Earth broadcast, but they're like several decades behind because
Distance and
like we
space.
used to broadcast everything via radio signals, so they're literally just traveling out into outer space. What is gonna take a while to reach anybody else? So like when aliens, if they were supposed to be on similar technological wavelengths, put their satellites to the sky and start getting these random radio wave broadcasts and be like, what's this? And then they tuning
Or,
in, watching what Earthlings were watching like 100 years ago.
or then.
Is it for them?
Yeah. You know what people will be watching like 100 years ago? We watching, well, not 100, but it'll be like Flash Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, back
Are
in like
those
what, the
are
70s,
those
60s.
are those like silent films when I have writing in the middle to describe what was going on? That's what they'll be picking up.
Ah, but that's so cool. That's like a really cool concept.
Question from Adriel. You search black androgynous in particular? Yeah, yeah. Black androgynous was in there. Uh, but again, like with what I'm realizing with like this attempt into AI generated art, words matter. So you gotta figure out what your prompts are. Prompt crafting, I think, is the term that is popping up. Trying to figure out or coax the AI into giving you exactly what you want as close as possible. And it took some time, man. I think I spent 2 hours overall on this, and I had to go through like several iterations for the prompt and kind of like looking at from the words what's the best match to the image, and taking out words that were completely left out or changing them, different things. So a fun experiment overall, I think. Adriel is saying that androgyny failed to me. Yeah, I get that. So while we've been going into the weird experiment that is AI art, human art, flashback art,
Ew.
we are here with this. Yes, flashbacks,
This sounds like a new
flashbacks.
slur.
It's not that new. I mean, there was a character from there was a Star Wars game, Knights of the Old Republic, and one of the characters was a droid in there, and he used to refer to everybody as flashbacks. So Cam is still at work. What do we got? So we got a question. Can I start this? Can I? Yeah. So here is. So again, if you are watching this live, if you are watching it on demand in the future at your own pace, here's a question. We'd be very interested to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. And the question is, would you be interested in a C.H.A.R Against Humanity adult coloring book? So let us know right below, yeah, in the comments. Good catch, Adriel. So that's a Caribbean city. There's a forward slash in there and a question mark.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
So this is actually Bridgetown. Yeah, this is actually Bridgetown.
Sorry.
We got permission from the folks at the central bank. Sorry, Tom Adams Financial Center. Yeah,
What?
so that is the tallest building in Barbados. It's been the tallest building for decades. And you can get a pretty cool view of Bridgetown, parts of the, like pretty much the island from there. It's a pretty cool vantage point. Given the business of the building, there was quite a bit of a process of actually getting permission to do this. But the art that Cam is diligently working on, yeah, that is all from a reference photo that we took from the roof of the central bank. So that's kind of cool. And one thing to kind of want to like do with this story is to kind of give a glimpse of like Caribbean or Barbadian life, Barbadian locations, language, that kind of thing. So yeah. Haha, it's a great shot. Glad you think so. Thank you very much. Hopefully other people think that too.
Yes, kudos to Mark's photography skills for obtaining this reference picture.
Not my skills. Thanks to Philip Arthur, a buddy of mine who's also a talented uh, photographer and videographer.
Oh, he took it.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Wow.
The picture I snapped from my phone isn't quite that quality, but that's fine.
Ah,
So how's it going, Cam?
It's going okay. I'm just trying to remove some of these. Trying to figure out what some of these, which layer some of these lanes are. So I can just remove them. when you do this, use the words and itself.
Remind me what program you in again?
I am in
You?
course. I am clip, so it looks similar to Photoshop, but not.
Mm.
Oh, this is it.
What about you, Mark? This might have been like a better last screen question, but it popped into my mind, so I'm gonna ask now. What is on the horizon for you after chart? Do you have
Oh,
like other ideas in progress, or are you just kind of coasting on finishing up chart before you start thinking of other things?
that's a good question. So I'd like to like shepherd Char through to the end. So what we're working on now is episode 1, and that's issue 1, one issue of a 3-issue series. That'll be a nice complete arc for Char and her world and her adventures. Um, I'm also in the early process of uh, what will be my first superhero or superpowered story. I'm a big fan of like superheroes and superpowers, but I've never actually written a superhero comic or graphic novel before.
Hmm.
So that's probably the next thing. Um, yeah, that's production ways what I'm working on. What about you? You are now officially a world famous artist. You know, I mean, you had a very successful. Your first art show was very successful. So
Yeah.
what's next for you?
Uh, more of that. I have to crank out some more originals while actually missing like two pieces. No, two more pieces. They
Cool.
went off to the U.S. ambassador. So yeah,
Fancy, fancy.
my gallery wall looking. It was already kind of sparse, but it need replenishing. So
Good stuff.
that's more paintings to do.
U.S. ambassador. That is fancy. So is that
Mm.
like for her, like I don't know, private collection or something, or is that going to be at the embassy where people can walk through and see it?
I think it's gonna be in her house.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive. What about you, Cam? What's next for you?
I have some stuff that I want to work on. A book that I want to work on. I'm not sure if it would illustrate it or not, but I kind of want to work on a book on a concept that I had been talking about with some of my friends for a while.
Hmm.
We all came up with our own characters and stuff, but life gets busy. So we haven't been able to do like this big story for it. So what me and some of the other guys decided to do is probably work on the actual individual characters separately, so we could actually have like these separate origin stories or something, and then we could bring them together later and stuff like that. Hopefully, and if that doesn't work, then I would just. And if that doesn't pan out, then it could just carry on with my own story for this particular person. And if that works, so what I could do then is with time permitting, I could get notes from the other people and I could write their character arcs out and then compile everything together into something bigger. So that is what I'm looking to do when this is finished.
Sounds epic.
Yeah, it's kind of. I guess it is a kind of a dark. Usually, I'm more so lighthearted and fun.
Sorry, did you say lighthearted and fun?
I'm very lighthearted and fun. But I also tend towards cynicism. So I guess
And huh?
tend towards it, not in it. I'm probably lying. Anyway, um, the concept for that is probably like end of the world, not even end of the world, like end of the universe type sort of story, or end of days sort of thing.
Oh God.
So
Armageddon.
that was the premise in it anyway. But I don't know if that's still what we want to do. If we want to do something different, we just have to sit down and decide what it is these characters are actually doing.
All right. Good doom time.
Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at what it is I'm doing here. I'm wondering if I should like overlay like the tone itself with as like a tone, like the sun or the sun's like reflecting on it. Or if I should try to color these things as individually as possible. But then again, if I do the tone, it'll be at the top, not the bottom anyway.
Yeah.
So
You could do like so this light orange color is all the areas that the sun hits, and then you
yeah,
do blocking like all the shadows as well, and then
yeah.
color like the actual building colors under that, so then everything would be cohesive. I hope I'm making sense.
You are. I need the reference photo of first time.
This is the same PSD document I sent you, or you had pulled out the layers from that?
I have it here.
Yeah, it should be
This,
there.
let me put this at the top. Actually, this is. This is what the photo kind of looks like.
Yeah, we're supposed to give town a bit of an overhaul because the reference photo looking kind of pop down.
Wow.
In case there are any if there are any non-Bajans watching and don't know what pop down means, Cam, what
Educated people.
how would you describe pop down to a non-Bajan?
Stink. It looks stink.
It what?
It looks stink.
It looks stink. It
Stink.
looks
When it ain't get canceled, when they get deported.
run
So called Pepper Island.
a bit run down, could be looking better. If you say pop down for a person, they're looking kind of tired.
No, that's not what pop down means if you're talking about a person. Pop down.
That is one interpretation. So,
If you tell someone that they look pop down, it means that they need to go home and change.
what?
That is quite specific.
That they never need to. That they need to go home and change. That need to
Change
look
what?
good
Their
outside again.
clothes, their life.
Everything. That's what pop down means.
Wow.
Like telling somebody that they look pop down and it meaning that they look tired is like the least use of the word pop down. And you know it too.
Wow.
You know it. You know that's not what pop down is.
I guess that's where that body that I tell her look pop down was a vex.
Oh my god.
Because I was thinking looking tired.
Like super tired. Like
Yeah.
you will look like you need to go home and sleep and you will regress 5 years. Kind of tired.
Using like pop down for the same status as run down. Like
Did they lose any word? Sorry.
Like, you actually did the word. Like,
But that's
yeah,
slang though.
I guess.
Well, like you said that you feel popped down.
I've used that to say, yeah, if you real tired, if you pop down. Not like I gotta go home and change my life and everything.
Like I
Or
question
and
everything in my life at this
people
point.
use it. People also use it for when they're feeling very sick,
Mm.
like dengue sick or like
COVID sick.
not even COVID, like the gastro sick. I feel popped down. Like
Yeah,
when you
boy.
are like at your worst. Not like I just need some sleep. Nah. It's like I feel like you're dead.
I want
Then
dengue.
that's when you say if you pop right down. I got levels to this thing.
That's actually funny because it's so true. Pop
I'm
right
not
down.
even I'm not even arguing with a man that don't know who's our boss. I'm not.
Wow. Wait,
We are not
is this the rivalry resurfacing?
we are not doing this.
I thought
Not
we
you,
were cool, man. Whoa,
not you
man.
telling me not you talking to me about levels and don't know who's our boss.
Ah.
I wanted C.H.A.R to look like Zardon anytime.
I did
I,
say Jordan.
I would never forgive you. Never. Massey Zardon was like, yes, this is what C.H.A.R should be. I'm like, excuse me?
Mark, can he Lego your shirt?
I was reviewing the contract to see if I could get out of it. At that point, I was like, let's see where the
You might got my shirt ball up. He ain't gonna grab up.
termination is because we are not doing this today.
Oh no.
Man, they want oh hurtful. Hurtful.
Sorry, dog. Like,
Oh,
Brandy,
no.
yo, dog, it's a no for me. Brandy,
So Lane Ways, where does this go from here, Natalie?
So this was a test attempt, but the lines are a little too abstract. So we're gonna need to do like a proper retracing of the city, just to solidify the lines because there's a lot going on that needs to be simplified. But the general layout we're gonna keep. Um, and yeah, like the placement of char is fine unless anybody has any tweaks to suggest.
Well, this
sorry.
look a girl, a white girl next door type thing, but I'll make you look a bit more sci-fi, man.
But we got put the colored bands by the joints.
Yeah.
The what?
She glows a little at like these joint segments.
She does what? A little joint silence?
Glows.
Oh, glows. So you mean something like, where is it? Like this?
Remember, Mark, she doesn't look like super outwardly androidy because what was she made of?
Reconditioned sex doll.
You mean like
Those are
that?
meant to look very human, very normal. Well, sexy normal.
How
So,
do you know this, Natalie?
mm, because
Mm.
I am a dedicated artist and I look up references.
References, huh? Okay.
Yes.
So like this thing that I don't know is what you meant by the glowing parts.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Just me doing a little freestyle thing.
Good job, Cam.
Let me see. There was one more.
You didn't show them the char, did you? The ones that were char.
Mm-mm.
No, it didn't show you Jar. I can dig them up. I show them just now.
Woo,
There was one.
woo,
It wasn't Char,
woo.
but it was. It looked cool, but it wasn't the assignment.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh, come on. I'm in your team. Now figure. Now we can destroy this.
Uh,
So now it's something.
Where is it? And that was this week though.
Wow. Don't
Hey
look
man.
like
It wasn't he saying that we did it all that and stuff. When I did
Yeah,
prompt,
but I can't find it.
I will say this though, like the part of this that was easiest to color is the part that we did did over the lines. We should
All
get the
right.
chart and we think of her. So we should do when she go over the situation.
And no share screen.
This looks a bit more. This looks really abstract right now. To be this comfortable. Let me see for you guys on the stream.
All right. So
Whoa! No! From where?
I am glad that that's like almost everybody's reaction, even though you can go back. Like it's always
a
turned
little
by
Control Z. Yeah. So this is one of the early AI's attempts at C.H.A.R in her Android form.
Okay, you know what? I'll play
And
this game. It's dumb.
Yes, my son is rich.
so is he playing Fortnite?
He's playing Roblox.
So he's playing Fortnite.
I just saw
Is he playing with anybody?
He's probably playing with a bunch of randoms.
Whoa.
Okay, goodness.
Full on Fortnite raging. Yeah, anyway, bad horror show. Right. So this is the AI take on C.H.A.R 3 iterations. And strangely enough, at least to me, the program had like a struggle saying what AIs look like. So weird.
Odd how that is, isn't it?
Sorry, what was that?
Odd that the AI doesn't know what other AIs would look like.
Yeah, it's trying to trick me. So that when the revolution start, we can be off guard. So yeah. So adventures in AI image generation. All right. So how close are you to the end, Cam? Are you still got ways to go?
Fam. I have this fucking. This is not our job. This is like a 4-hour job at the least. But you could switch back. You want me to switch back? Oh, computer.
You back up. All right. So we are coming close to the end to this episode of the live stream. These were always intended to be like an hour long. So thank you all for sticking with us, and being here episode to episode. I'll check in with Cam and get the finished version of this and probably drop it on the Alluhwi Comics IG at Alluhwi Comics.
You want the finished version of this, or the finished version of what Natalie does, but what Natalie redoes?
Well, yeah, the finished version of Natalie's thing. People can see what the effort, the end result of the effort. I feel like I'm babbling. Am I tired or hungry? Why not both? Yeah. But yeah, concept wise, this is what the cover art will look like. The main cover art. Honestly, there will be one variant cover for sure. I don't think there will be any like oodles and oodles of variant covers, but two for sure. We're looking at. One is a nice normal but futuristic take on Bridgestone. So based using this original photo as reference. So if you aren't familiar with Barbados, if you aren't familiar with Bridgestone, it would actually be kind of like a tourist trip by comic type thing. So you can see the cover. with all of the landmarks, like the apartment building, uh, be actually where they would be in real life. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. If you let him babbling, sorry, folks. Tired.
Just
It's
focus
good.
on the other. There's the other thing you had to show them. The other one, I think, is what the prompts that I did that I told you, which are
What are the prompts that you did?
what I told you to
Uh,
do. Combat boots, teenage angst.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, gotcha.
You can show them that too.
Uh,
I'm
that
actually
was
very proud of
one.
how those turned out.
The other one.
Well, this doesn't finish off there because we need to do it.
Yeah, here it
Okay.
is. And share. All right, so Cam was very helpful, suggesting some tweaks to get the A prompt closer to the intended version of the character. Um, and again, I really wish I had actually like saved the prompts somewhere so I can show you guys what they actually are. But yeah, Cam suggested changing a couple of words. This one will be right, the Superman or Supergirl symbol. I don't know where that came from. The AI threw that in. I don't know why. There were no Superman or whatever prompts there, so that's weird.
Is this place going to a dead end?
Um, I think the prompt was something like teenage android angsty something.
Yeah, combat boots.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
Let me see
prints
if I
on
can
picture
find.
prints.
I'm pretty sure I had the prompts because they had sent them to you. I was just had to look through the chat.
Yeah, I was trying to dig through the chat earlier to find them. You know what, Mark? Search function.
oh. The creatures are eating me alive in my room.
Where did creatures in your room? In fact,
What's
that's
those
a
slash sandflies?
sound place. Okay, good.
Pit bulls with wings.
Sound place at this time? Jeez,
Yes. Is this
Oh,
not a fair time?
seems kind of early. Ah, yeah. Here's the prompt. Imagine teenager, angst, female, t-shirt, jeans, blonde hair, combat boot. Yeah.
Go.
So that was a bit closer.
These
Some of
ones are
these definitely look, well, not some of these, all of these look very anime-esque. The chin for sure, the oversized eye.
Like
This one a little less.
the first and the third ones are my favorite.
Not quite Barbados weird though.
Yeah, not really.
But then again, I have seen people
do this.
dressed like this in Barbados, um, and not just cosplayers either.
we need
But yeah,
cool here.
not
We
bad
don't get to
looks.
really be nice stuff. Layering is like part of looking cool. If you put
Yeah,
on
but
more than two
they
layers,
hot
out
though.
here you asking for death.
Come on, I want
And this was another one. I think this is the one before Cam helped tweet the prompt.
I don't know how to get this. I don't know how to do the loop. I can't. I'm not fast
So
enough.
yeah, this is the AI's impression of AI fashion. The third one looks very, I'm not gonna lie, very sci-fi fantasy.
It's the same game. It's in Roblox.
Were you using teenager before?
Yeah,
This is what they were giving you?
yeah.
Yeah. Like how the first one is very obviously like runway model pose.
Yeah,
Like
these
they
not like teenagers. Now that you mention it, that you point out that like these are like teenagers.
Oh, I've seen like teenagers from the US who look like hardback people,
yes.
and it's kind of funny, like those teenage TV shows. They
Hmm.
used to be played by actors who were like in their 30s, like Smallville. When
Yeah,
what's his name? Tom Welling was doing Smallville. He was in his 30s,
Yeah.
so
He started out at like 24,
big
playing a
hardback man.
60-year-old.
He's a 15-year-old baby face. Sure,
But
whatever.
what are these?
That actually was like I don't know if you know One Tree Hill. It was like
I've
another
heard of One Real.
I've heard the name before, but I've never
teen
watched it.
sitcoms. And they had a scene in there because you're following the characters and they're 18, getting ready to graduate, leave high school. They're like these all them super pretty, super sexy. And then he like went into a class with I guess freshmen, so they'd be like 15. But they had actual like 15-year-olds or whatever in the class. And like the disparity, like you in the mind of the show, and like, yeah, this dude's a teenager, he's 18, and he steps into a class with like 15, 16-year-old, and you're like, holy crap. Like, he looks so old all of a sudden. That like broke me. I was like, holy crap, what is this? Why do you look so old?
I mean, it kind of sort of mirrors where real life, because I remember being like at school with guys with beards and things and deep voices like you should be out working, but they're actually school age, so it's weird. Humans, hormones, flesh bags, weirdness.
Oh my gosh. This is Mark's like new word for the week, Mo.
My new old word.
Oh no.
All right, folks, this has been fun. Um, we're gonna stick a pin here in this episode 8, the next to last work in progress live stream for C.H.A.R against Manatee #1. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching live and your comments. Thank you for watching on demand on our YouTube channel, Alluhwi Comics on YouTube. Uh, Smash that like button and subscribe. Yeah, that's what the cool kids say.
Like, subscribe. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
like,
definitely
subscribe.
what they say.
But yeah, so we've got one more episode officially. That will be in 2 weeks. The date for that is the 20th of May. So we'll see you then. Everything being equal, we should have some pretty exciting stuff to show you guys and tell you about C.H.A.R then. So definitely pencil it in your calendar, make a space for it, and help us end this first series of live streams with a bang. Natalie promised that there'll be drinks.
You make it sound like if I'm mixing drinks for y'all.
Are you?
What? We coming here? We having the live stream off of one place.
I don't know. We'll see. All I was told that there'll be drinks. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll see you guys then. Thanks for joining us, and have a good weekend. Peace.
Bye, people.
Messed up. We gotta edit that.